Hi, everyone. Rob and Carol here. How are you today? Happy April for all of the April babies. Happy birthday to all of you. And we also have Easter coming up in a little less than 2 weeks. I want to wish you all happy Easter. So I am waiting for my co-host who is having internet issues, but I'm just decided that after about an hour of what I'm sure is very frustrating on Shaw's side, that I needed to start because I have some things I need to do. So he may be popping in and joining us, and he may not. So everything is going to be a surprise today. But it is April 1st. It is April Fool's Day. So, we never know what's going to happen. So there's a lot going on in the world. It seems like every day we wake up and something is new and changing. And most of you who know me know that I don't really watch the news. I get most of my news from my friends. And I take everything with a grain of salt and the good intentions that are being sent my way, and people are doing this from their heart. And I like to be informed, but I don't like to be overwhelmed because I'm very sensitive with energy and things like that. So, but we can't live in a bubble. We now have Neptune in Aries. So it's all about bringing the creative thought, the creative vision into reality, into tangible material reality. And so it's a beautiful time. Things are going to be changing, and I'm sure it's uncomfortable for some people. And for other people, it's a little bit easier. But we all get our turn, is what I say. It's just like the astrological wheel. Um, as the planets move around, each and every one of us get our turn, and it all comes in a different way. Excuse me, because I don't know what it is, but it seems like as soon as I get on camera, my allergies kick in super quickly. So today, I thought I wanted to, um, well, actually, Sean and I were going to talk about consciousness, but since he is not on, and I felt like that was a conversation that we had planned for the two of us, um, I want to talk about some quick and easy self-care tips, um, which I printed out, but actually I can share my screen with you, and then you can all take screenshots if you would like. Or you can always come back to this video whenever you feel like you need a little pick me up. Just some quick and easy tips to help us navigate, get through some of the, things that we're going through. Like I said, some people are having a more difficult time than others, but that's life. So we take it as it comes. And um, I just want to remind you to be grateful for whatever the day brings, because there's always something new to learn, something new to experience. And well, you wouldn't know it, but spring is here. Last week we had a couple of days that were really, really warm, and now it's cool again. So if you hear some humming in the background, I have a space heater because I love to work out here. I almost went into the house, but it's actually starting to warm up a little bit. So let me share my screen, and I should be able to bring this up. Let's see here. I did have it. It was here, but I'm not seeing it now. So let me, hmm, that's interesting. Well, Mercury is retrograde, and I did have my computer in the shop 2 weeks ago. Let me just double check. Okay, here we go. I have to open the file, and let's see if I open, is it showing now? Well, let's just share and see what happens. Okay, it looks like it is sharing. So here we go. 5 simple self-care practices for healthier every day. So I actually prepared this, I don't know, about a month or so ago, and never really got around to sharing it. So it seemed like a good time to share it with everything that's happening in the universe. So, self care in its essence is about intentionally dedicating time to activities that nurture one's overall well being. It encompasses the conscious effort to engage in practices that support both physical and mental health, allowing individuals to live well and thrive. We often think about our physical health, and I think that more and more people are becoming aware of our mental health. And I think that we were always aware of it. It's just that we didn't talk about it. And it's okay now to talk about it. Everyone has something going on. So it's really, really important that we think of it as a whole. That's why, a lot of some people didn't get the play on words when I named this site the holistic. They're like, you spelled holistic wrong. I'm like, no, because WHOLE is the whole. We are whole. And it's the whole body, which is the mind, body, and the spirit or the soul, whatever you want to call it. And we want to feel whole. We want to feel healthy. And that includes all three of those things, the mind, body, and the spirit. And, we always have to remember that when the tough times come or when we're having a moment to breathe, just breathe, that it's okay. And that breathing is actually really, really good for us. It helps me get through a lot of things. I'm sure it helps a lot of other people get through some more difficult times. So we want to be conscious. We want to support our mental, physical, and our spiritual well-being. So we want to be proactive in our approach. This can significantly aid in managing one's stress, reducing the likelihood of illness and enhancing one's energy levels. Even seemingly minor aspects of self-care, when consistently woven into the fabric of daily life, can accumulate to produce a profound positive impact on one's health and happiness. So what I'm saying here, this was actually um, part of a book that I'm in the process of writing, but that's why you're going to see these little notes in here because they reference back to my research. But what this is saying here is you don't have to take giant leaps. We could take baby steps. We can do one little thing every day or every week and just add one little thing to our routine, to our daily routine. Okay, no, that's not him. And you'd be amazed at how it will change your entire life just by adding one simple thing. And it might be just taking 5 minutes to breathe every day for yourself. Um, when I spend a lot of time on the computer, which I have been because, I've been working on the book. I, for those of you who know, I was supposed to have my book was supposed to be released. It hasn't been released because we were having trouble formatting it. There was an issue with my computer. There was an issue with my internet. So welcome Mercury retrograde. I don't normally have those kind of issues. But I think it was one of those things that was put in place to make me slow down. I was doing too much and I was starting to feel the effects of it. My stomach was bothering me, the energy was moving through five, six, seven planets, in sign, um, things moving back and forth, up and down, um, dreams that were like from another planet, which I think they were definitely from another realm, that's for sure. But a lot of things going on. So I'm not the only one experiencing these things. So I know that other people are experiencing these things. So sometimes these things that really, really irritate us or aggravate us or seem to interfere in things that we want to do in the time we want to do them are put in place to protect us, not to hurt us, and they cause delays with and when these delays happen, we need to stop and think why. What am I learning from this? What is this teaching me? What is this showing me? And when I sat back, I thought, Well, let's see. I feel like crap. I look like crap. My stomach's been bothering me for 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm exhausted. I was just physically exhausted. And I would sit on the sofa and I'm going to sit here and take a break for 5 or 10 minutes. And I would fall asleep for 2 or 3 hours. Part of it was the energy and part of it was I was overdoing it. I wasn't practicing what I preach. So if you're going to teach, be mindful and practice what you preach. And we all do this from time to time because we want to be there for everyone. We want to help everyone. We want to do, the best that we can, not only for ourselves, but for everyone. It's a collective energy. So that's how I know it's never just about us. It's never just about the individual. Even though Aries is about the self, it's about I. What opposes Aries? Libra. So again, we're balancing the I, we. So heal yourself and then take that time for you. And then you're going to have all this abundance of energy to be able to share what you have learned and how you have grown and how to go about helping someone solve a challenge that they may be facing. But first, you need to take care of yourself. So being a Pisces, I sometimes forget to do that. And a lot of other people do as well. So be really, really mindful of your energy, how you use it, how you share it, and not to drain it, which is something that I always used to preach about not burning the candle at both ends. And to remember that we are each only one candle and we can't light every candle because eventually our candle will burn down and we'll burn our fingers. So we light the person's candle next to us, and then they light the next candle and the next and the next, so that eventually everyone's candle is lit and everyone is sharing. So this is what we do with our health as well. So let's see. So minor acts of self-care um, can actually become major things in our life and in our health and the way it affects the way we feel and the way we behave each and every day. So I'm here to remind you, and you can remind your friends and family. And please remember to like and share this video, our channel, as we continue to grow. I'm going to be sharing more and more learning materials along with the interviews and the podcast with Shaw. This channel is going to be a mixture of things. Sometimes we'll have breathwork. Sometimes we'll have a little mini class like this. Sometimes we'll have an interview. We're going to have all kinds of things. It's a work in progress. Okay, I'm letting it create itself. So I'm just taking 1 week at a time. All right. So remember to incorporate a little bit of self-care each and every day into your daily routines. Um, and it's not just a fleeting trend, but a fundamental aspect of sustained well-being. Okay. So if you do it this week, but you don't do it next week, and then maybe you do it again, and we need to be consistent. Consistency is the key, right? Consistency is the key, and consistency is what's going to give us the long-term, overall best, most beneficial benefits, um, long term. Okay. So we want to move beyond that feeling of immediate gratification. We live in a world of immediate gratification. We want something, we just go online, we click a couple buttons, and bam, we have the answer. Or we pick up our phone and we go, hey, Google, and we have the answer. Hey, Siri, we have the answer. Okay. And we need to be mindful, even of that, because um, don't don't become too dependent on that because we don't want our brains to turn to mush. I say this all the time. We don't want our brains to turn to mush. We are still human. We still want to function on a human level. And we want to be able to embody health and wellness and our, spirituality and our mindfulness. But there's a balance to everything. So we always have to be mindful of that balance. Make yourself a little post-it sticky and stick it up like over your desk or on your refrigerator or something to be mindful of the balance of prioritizing self-care into our daily routines along with breath work, along with the things that we do. Some things, that I do, I just automatically do. People would, consider a ritual. Like, okay, well, the first thing I do is I get up and I walk my dogs after my morning bathroom trip. I walk my dogs, take them for their potty. And I always come out here and watch the sunrise because this is east behind me. So I get a beautiful morning sunrise every morning. And that's like one of the first things that I do before I even touch electronics, unless it's one of those times where I'm not sleeping well at night. Um, Sometimes I'll channel and I just start writing or something like that. But almost every single day I watch the sunrise, and I really think that the days that I don't catch the sunrise or that it's really, really dreary and raining, um, I don't have the same energy level throughout the day. So for me, that lights me up. That motivates me. It's almost like it kickstarts my day, right? Some people use coffee. I use the sun. Um, so make yourself a priority. Okay. So by prioritizing self-care, you can proactively mitigate the detrimental effects of stress and bolster their resilience against various physical and mental health challenges. Obviously, the better off we feel physically, the better off our mind functions, and the better we feel emotionally, because our emotional well-being and our physical well-being, everything is connected, everything is interconnected. Okay. And we want to build up our resistance to be as healthy as possible for anything that we may be exposed to in the environment. It may be, we're in the store and we're shopping and we touch something and maybe someone else has been sick and has touched it. We want to give our body, our immune system a boost. Okay. And we want to eat healthy. We want to sleep well. We want to incorporate just these little mindful practices into our day, and it's really really easy to do. It doesn't need to be overly complicated. Okay, so when we get enough sleep, okay, um, well, let me just continue on a little bit. So furthermore, engaging in self-care practices has been shown to elevate energy levels and sharpen our focus, contributing to enhanced productivity and a greater sense of vitality throughout the day. So you're going to feel more energized. Your mind's going to be clearer. If you ever have a day where your brain is just, where you feel really foggy, where you just can't get the clarity. Okay, I'm an astrologer. Some of it could be the energies passing through depending on your sign, depending on plans. But let's take all of that out of the picture. If we're not eating healthy, if we're not sleeping well, if we're not exercising properly, it takes a toll on our body. Our body is pulling energy from one place to compensate for another place. So now our body is feeling out of alignment. We feel off balance. Okay. And when we're off balance, we're out of alignment. And this is why we're not feeling well. So let's continue. Okay. A foundational understanding of the human needs. Um, this was a research study that was done. As outlined in Maslow's hierarchy, underscores the importance of self-care. So basically, what this study is telling us that we need the basic physical requirements, such as the things I just mentioned. I got ahead of myself again. Adequate nutrition, sufficient sleep, proper hydration must be met to establish a sense of safety and overall well-being. Okay, so what happens if we do not get enough water? Our body becomes dehydrated. Dehydration is at the top of the list of things that will um, make you feel like you don't have a clear thought process. So it's really, really important to stay hydrated. Okay. So addressing these fundamental needs forms the bedrock upon which other self-care practices can be effectively built, contributing to a more secure and balanced state of being. Okay. So when we talk about this, we're talking about our foundation, the foundation of our basic needs to to live a healthy, fulfilled, balanced life. Okay. Food, water, shelter, exercise. And when I say food, I mean healthy, nutritious food, fruits, fresh vegetables. If you eat meat, being mindful of the meat that you eat. Um, is it free range? Is it grass fed? Does it have um, steroids in it or these other antibiotics and things that that they're putting into our food that is not our body can't process. Our body cannot process these things. Okay, so we want to be as healthy as we can, and it's easier than we think. I would say in today's world right now, with everything that's going on, I would say the hardest part of all of this is being able to afford to buy healthy foods. So if possible, I mean, it is supposed to be spring here, although it's rather cold. It's rather cold this week, but grow your own fruits and vegetables if possible. Even if you don't have a yard, if you have a place that you couldn't put pots, um, you can easily do a potted garden with tomatoes and things like that. Plant lettuce. You can get several crops over the winter. Um, Escarole is actually really, really good because it's one of the things that you can cook. You can steam it and then you can freeze it where like an iceberg lettuce you really can't. But there's certain things, learn to maybe buy in bulk from a farm market. If there's a local farmer, talk to the farmer. Maybe you can buy things in bulk over the summer and can, can't learn to can. We need to go back to some of the older ways, I think, to have the healthy foods that we need once summer is gone, once the growing season is over, or we need to go back to eating seasonal foods like our ancestors did, where we ate a lot of fruits and fresh vegetables in the summer, and it was more of meat and potatoes, things that we could store over a longer period of time. The old root cellars. My grandmother had an old root cellar. It was always full with potatoes, things like that. So, and here is Shah. So let me get him in here. And oh my goodness. Let me stop sharing screen for a moment. Let's see. Stop share. And he should be coming on.
Oh my universe.
Oh.
It's taken so long to get on.
We are live, just so you know. Okay, I'm recording.
Oh,
Well, we're not live, but I'm recording. So I
okay.
explained to everyone that you were having internet issues.
Wow.
God,
Retrograde
God
there, huh?
bless you. God bless you. So I started because I wasn't sure if you're going to be able to make it or not. And so I just started and I've been discussing some simple health care practices for people. And I was talking about now that the it's becoming warmer about growing our own food, trying to eat healthy and to stay, you know, away from processed foods, and
Yeah.
just like a quick update, and how it's so important that we eat properly for our overall, health and well-being, for our overall health, daily health and well-being, and that we stay hydrated and all those things. So, welcome.
Blesses.
So good to see your beautiful face.
I'm
Um,
so I'm so happy to be on it. I've really thought I wasn't going to make it. Everything was going against me. Everything was getting deleted. Then my WhatsApp got deleted, and then I was like, "What's all this about?"
it's my favorite
But yeah,
day.
yeah, I know.
Well,
Get
remember
stronger
a
and
couple of
stronger.
weeks ago, I had my computer in the shop, and then I
Yeah,
had all those stomach problems, and then my dog got sick. Like, it was just, happy April Fools. It's April 1st, April Fool's Day.
exactly. Yeah.
The universe is playing with us today. So it's so good to see your beautiful face. You've always looked so, you've always had these little rosy cheeks. You've always looked so, you're like an overgrown child. I always say that's what I call you. I call you my son now. You're another one of my children. So how
Love
is
that.
everything in Greece?
Okay, yeah, good. Just the last storm's just passing through, so it's coming into season time. It was a bit unexpected, but yeah, it was a lot of rain, and the next couple of days we got a little warning, a little storm warning. So next couple of days is going to be a bit wet and rainy. It's good for the land, good for the plants and trees, and then summer officially starts. So yeah,
Yeah, we had that over the weekend. We actually had tornadoes. Uh,
yes,
we had tornado. The sirens were going off here. We didn't get hit here, but I mean, the rain was just like you couldn't even see. Like my dogs thought they wanted to go out until I'm like, oh, you want to go out? And I brought them out and and I opened the door and the rain was actually blowing in and they like went and laid down. I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, I'm not walking in this. But I do have like what I call emergency piddle pads for when it rains. Like because here we get like in the mountains, the weather can change so quickly.
yeah.
We get downpours. Like 1 minute the sun could be out, like in 15 minutes that sky could be black and it could be snowing, a downpour, or anything else. And then we had those warm days. It was like summer last week, and then it got really, really cold yesterday and last night. So it's cold again today. And I almost went in the house today, but I love working out here. I love the energy out here. I love the sun. So if you hear a little humming, it's this little space heater, which actually now I'm getting warm, so I think I could turn it off because the sun's so um I actually started why don't we do this? I
Yeah.
can stop this video, okay? And I
Okay.
can cut it and make a couple of shorts out of it. All
You
right.
can edit. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Well, last week I had a video that I tried to edit. That was another thing that I for some reason it just would not edit. So I wound up having to delete a whole video
Wow.
because I got flagged on one thing that I said, which I didn't think was bad, but apparently Facebook, did. So, but yeah, it's crazy. Anyway,
Things
so let me
crazy.
stop recording this. It's probably
Okay.
going to,
You need to send
I
me
don't
another
know.
link as
No, I'm
well.
wondering if it's going to kick you off. Well, let me just stop
Yeah.
recording.